Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the origins of Storm from the X-Men. So these are Storm's origins as told in Uncanny X-Men number 102 and number 117, I believe. There are a few bits that were added in over the years, but we're not really going to focus on those. So Storm was actually born in Harlem in New York, but when she was only 6 months old, her parents decided to move to Cairo. Her mother was actually an African princess and her father was a photojournalist. Fast forward to 5 years later, Storm is 5 years old now, and Cairo is being attacked by the French and the British. And her father is like, right, get to the American embassy. We will be safe there. Let's get to the American embassy. But it was too late. A French fighter jet malfunctioned and was falling out of the sky and fell right into Storm's home, killing both of her parents. When Storm eventually woke up, she saw her mother's dead body and she was buried under all this rubble. After this, Storm was all alone. She was a child that was searching the gutters for food. She was a child, so she didn't really understand that she could probably go to the American embassy and they'd be able to put her in an orphanage in America because she is technically American. Children don't understand that stuff, so she was alone. But eventually an old man took her in and he taught her how to steal, like Oliver Twist style. Storm was around 12 years old at this time, and it's also worth mentioning that around this time she did meet Black Panther for the first time. But that's not really about Storm necessarily so much as it's a tool for Storm and Black Panther's relationship to deepen. It's also worth mentioning that the first time she met Professor Xavier was around this time as well. She actually stole his wallet and tried running away, but he caught up to her and was able to get his wallet back, and he recognized that she was a mutant, so he was going to probe her mind for details, but before he could do that, he was attacked by a psychic bolt and Storm ran away. If you want to read more about her life as a pickpocket orphan in Egypt, there is actually a series called Ororo Before the Storm. It was released in 2005, around the time that they did Books of Doom. I was expecting it to be like Books of Doom, honestly, but it's really not. It just kind of expands on Storm's childhood. It really doesn't expand on her being a mutant or anything like that, but it's still an interesting read. Storm never really felt at home in Cairo. She was a thief, but she never really felt that this was her place. And one day she felt something calling to her, so she began to walk. She walked 2,000 miles south to the Serengeti Plain. This took her a year, and when she eventually got there, she knew, even though she had never seen this place before, she had returned home. An old witch woman from this place actually took her in and taught her about nature and animals, and when her powers started to manifest, even though she herself wasn't a mutant, she actually taught Storm how to use her powers and taught her about the balance of nature. It's because of this understanding of the balance of nature and her ability to use her powers that a local tribe started to worship Storm as a goddess that would bring them rain and stop droughts. Eventually, Professor Xavier would come to Storm and would be like, look, you are living in a fantasy right now, let's come back down to reality and you can use your powers for the greater good. And Storm's just like, okay, I guess you're right, I will use my powers and I will join the X-Men. And that is how Storm joined the X-Men, and that is her origin. I have to put this at the end of all of my origin videos. This is only an origin, it's not a full history. An origin is exactly that, it's just the origin where the character came from. And I have to say, I really do love Storm, but I find her origin so very lackluster. It's not that Storm herself is lackluster, it's just that there's this huge blank area of potential where she's in the Serengeti Plains, she's being raised by this witch woman, and her powers are manifesting. Like, what is that like? What happened there? What did Storm do when her powers first manifested? Did she go flying? Did she cause droughts all over Africa? Did she cause droughts around the rest of the world? That's the kind of stuff I want to know. I want to learn about her learning about the balance of nature. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. I'm not really too interested in her being a pickpocket in Cairo before her powers manifested. I want to see her being a full teenage Storm with these almighty Omega level powers and trying to come to terms with that. I'm not really dissing Ororo Before the Storm because it is good in concept, and I guess if there was a book that expanded upon Storm's time in the Serengeti Plain, I would be saying that I want to see a book of Storm's time in Egypt. I guess there's an equal balance to everything, just like there's a balance in nature, and Storm's origin at the moment is not in balance, and we need that blank period filled up. Before I go today, I just want to say I'm now doing giveaways of unicorn level rarity amiibos on my gaming channel. So please go and subscribe to there. I'm doing one giveaway a week because, well, I can, and I kind of want to give back to you guys, but I also want to do stuff on my gaming channel. So this kind of like motivates you guys to go and watch the stuff on there and motivates me to go and make stuff on there. So I have 4 unicorn level amiibos to give away. They're all lined up one week after another, and if you guys really respond well to it, well then I'm going to keep doing more. So make sure you're subscribed to that channel for my giveaways every week. It's super effective! Okay guys, that is it for today. So what do you think of Storm's origin? Obviously, I think it's a little bit lackluster, but I don't think it takes away from the character. I think everything that came after her origin is so good that Storm still holds up. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more history videos. And also don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, support the show by checking out my Patreon if you want to see more history videos. We're so close to that first goal. We're about halfway. We just need to hit it and I can make more history videos very frequently. But for now, also don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel where I'm going to be doing giveaways every week. It's free stuff. You might as well go and subscribe just to watch the giveaway videos because it's worth it. It's free stuff. But for now, my name is Faust. This has been Exploring Comics and it is super effective. Seriously, there's that blank period where she's in the Serengeti Plains. Why is nothing done there? Why is there not a book there? Is there a book there and I just don't know about it? It feels so obvious that there should be a book there about Teenage Storm, and it should be called The Silence Before the Storm, or The Quiet Before the Storm, or just Storm Before the Storm, or The Rain. Call it Rain. I don't know what you call it, but the story's already there. Teenage Storm having to deal with her powers. Does she cause a drought? Probably. Let's see this drought that she causes. Let's see how it affects the entire world. Storm flies around the entire world trying to restore the balance of nature. Story done, character interactions are there, and her balance of nature is there. Oh my god, it's so obvious. I want to see it so badly. The game never actually tells you that you can start playing, so well, basically this happened. After you actually realize that you can start moving, you begin a very slow walk, then one of your guys dies, and then you will start attacking. Which makes sense, because if politics has taught me anything, you only take action after people die. This creature turns up and says words at me, but I have no idea what it said. Then this happens, and then we're invited to a wall of text of exposition.